What's an evil company not enough people talk about? Brookdale, the senior care assisted living megacorp. Senior care in the US is fucking terrifying, and they are at the center of it. Abuse, neglect, grifting survivors into estate locking deals. Brookdale is evil. And most of us will have to deal with them or someone like them as we're entering our most vulnerable adult years. Pearson VUE, did none of you go to college and shell out way too much money? Or take a standardized test? The Susan G. Komen Foundation, the reason pink is everywhere for breast cancer awareness, is a crooked organization that not only pockets the majority of the incoming donations, but actively restricts other cancer research fundraising ventures. Noah Pharma, formerly known as Purdue Pharma. They are the main character of the opioid crisis. HCA Healthcare Corp of America. The largest, for-profit hospital system in the country, world probably. Imagine if Walmart owned your hospital. That would be an improvement over HCA. Herbalife. Absolute trash scam ruining people's lives. Value Village. They trick people into thinking they are a non-profit, take donations that could be going to people who need them, and charge insane prices. Chiquita. DuPont. Watched Dark Waters yesterday, WTF. PGE. They've burned down California several times, killing a number of our citizens here. Then having the audacity to play money games with the families of the deceased or those who've lost homes. Fuck 'em. The former United Fruit Company, now called Chiquita. Tyson Foods, Cargill, National Beef Packing Company, and JBS. Even if you'd gaff about animals, they are pretty awful to the people who work at their slaughterhouses, and those four are like 85% of the market, so they also greatly exploit the farmers who raise animals for them. Much a monopoly on the vision care and product owned just about all fashion eyewear, and I care the ridiculous prices. De Beers, the largest diamond company in the world, has been exploiting workers in the world's poorest nations for 135 years. Bayer knowingly sold blood clotting agents infected with HIV to Asia and Latin America months after, withdrawing them from Europe and the US. Wells Fargo's pretty shady. I've never worked for or banked with them, but they're pretty shady. This is probably a personal bias, but United Healthcare. Any health insurance company, this all stems from the United States healthcare system. Any for-profit health insurance company has plenty of blood on its hands. Charging people out the ass only for non-doctors to decide what care is or isn't medically necessary to cover. LendingTree and Angie's List are simply aggregators of personal data and have barely helped anyone find a cheaper loan or handyman. Chemers. Autism Speaks. Edit. Holy shit, thanks for all the awards. I can't believe I have more upvotes than the post itself right now. ACME seem to have gone for decades selling weapons of mass destruction without much pushback or regulation. Never edited a comment for the love before, so thanks for the love, my lovelies. Comcast. They do not give a fuck about their customers. I'll let you know when my NDA is lifted in 6 months and 1 day. UPS. I have seen decisions made that have killed employees and then the supervisor responsible get promoted. I have seen managers get fired for removing time worked from time cards only to be hired back a month later. I have saw intentional OSHA violations on a nightly basis for years. I see supervisors relentlessly harass employees. Horrible company in every way imaginable. TurboTax has been lobbying the US government not to tell taxpayers how much they owe, so that they can make money doing that. I think a lot of people in this thread need to reread the question, especially the not enough people talk about part. Vandelay Industries is pretty shady if you ask me. Dollar General treats employees far worse than Walmart ever did, and no one really brings it up. Used to work alongside the company and would speak to employees often. And the stories that I heard made me glad I never worked there. From what I understand, it hasn't gotten better since 2019. Susan G. Komen Pink Ribbon Cancer Charity. CVS. Shine, fast fashion at rock-bottom prices. Their labor costs must be a pittance, and the environmental damage is huge. Goodwill. They are non-profit in name only and pay disabled people sub-minimum wage under the guise of helping them. They also put literal garbage on the shelves and sell things higher than they were new. Some are worse than others. A thrift grift. Waystar Royco. College Board. Cargill. Guilty of plenty of human rights abuses, and almost as bad, they've destroyed so much jungle habitat for palm oil plantations that orangutans will probably go extinct in the near future. I have a real soft spot for them. Also, they are such a large agribusiness cartel that also does distribution and supply chain stuff, that you can hardly buy any food without making them profits, so good luck boycotting them. I still won't buy anything with palm oil in it though. Blackstone. It's on more people's radars nowadays, but still not enough. The biggest landlord of them all. You wonder why your once affordable suburb now has 500,000 starter homes that virtually nobody can afford on the average local salary. Blame these guys. In fact, I'd say Airbnb, VRBO, Redfin, Zillow, every company that adds nothing of value to the economy except artificially pumping up numbers on houses that the supermajority of Americans have been taught to think of as a riskless get-rich scheme, instead of a basic human need. Ticketmaster. I don't care that people do talk about how predatory and outright evil Ticketmaster is, it's not talked about enough. The FTC wants to block Microsoft buying Activision for no particular reason, but very definition of a predatory monopoly gets a free pass. WTF is going on here? Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. United Healthcare. BlackRock, Koch Industries, Sinclair Broadcasting, Cisco, McKesson. McKinsey. The Mormon Church. I think your username is not talked about enough. Umbrella. Aldi. JK, they are the fucking best. Wounded Warrior Project is pretty Suze. A lot of your donations have helped their CEO and hire XX buy themselves some nice stuff. But hey, at least you got a tiny ass throw blanket for your couch. Wyland Yutani. Does not take care of their people. Not a company, but there was that BLM charity whose founders ran off with all the money, which everyone seems to have just forgotten. Citadel. They run and manipulate most of the stock market, but they do it through various independent arms. Is no one going to talk about Op's username? LOL. Chiquita Banana Company. Used paramilitary groups to secure land, resulting in the forced displacement and massacre of indigenous communities. Absolute evil company. Oh, and Nestle. Equally evil to the fucking core. John Deere and their whole case against the right to repair. Citibank, apparently, according to a few friends of mine. BlackRock. They own almost everything, so, if there is such a thing as an evil company, they own it. Accenture. Sallie Mae, really any private student loan lender. Provides predatory student loans with outrageous interest rates that seem to never approach the level of being feasibly paid off. You also end up paying nearly double, sometimes triple the loan by the time you are able to pay it off. Peter. Bunch of fucking hypocrites. Printer companies. I don't know how we didn't drive them to the ground with our wallet.